Now we want to talk more about Python data structures, functions, and more about file access, accessing external files. And first we're going to look at tuples, lists, dictionaries, and sets, which are these data structures. Alright, so down here we've got tuples, which is the first thing we're going to look at, and it says here that tuples are immutable, which means they can't be changed once they're created. We can create a simple tuple without any brackets, just comma separated values. You see what it does though is it puts these 9 zero brackets, parentheses around it. So this is the parenthesis notation for tuples. This is a one-dimensional data set. If we want to make a two-dimensional array or a two-dimensional tuple, we'd use brackets and we comma separate the brackets. And so this is a nested tuple. What's this look like? Okay, so it created an outside tuple, right? This is the outside tuple. And within that tuple, we have two other tuples. So these are two tuples within a tuple. And these are also indexed in this way. This is tuple 0, and this is tuple 1. And this is tuple 0, 0. This is tuple 0 index 1. And this is tuple 0 index 2. And this is tuple 1 index 0, right? Tuple 1 index 1 and tuple 1 index 2, using bracket notation to get one individual member of this tuple. Let's say we want to get tuple number 1, that'd be this one, with index number 2. Well, this is 0, 1, and 2. So let's run this and it should get a 6. Right? So what do you think happens if we knock that second bracket off there and we just get that? Right, it grabs that second tuple. If we make this the 0 index tuple, it's going to get that first one. And if we put another bracket on here, let's say we put a 1 in there, what's that going to be? It's going to be a 3, right? So this is not complicated, but it's important to understand this notation because really all of data science is formulated on being able to explore into these multidimensional arrays. Now, another data structure that we've already looked at is actually these lists. Whereas tuples use this 9 zero bracket notation, lists use these square bracket notations. I think we've already talked about that. Let's go ahead and initiate a list here. And there it is. Now recall we said tuples are not mutable. That means we can't change them. However, lists are mutable. This is index 0, this is index 1. And what we're doing down here is changing index 1. We're changing the value of that to a 5, and then we're exploring that list again. All right, so here's 123 and 234, but here's 123 and 5. So we've changed that. All right, but what we can do is we can convert this list into a tuple. All right, so that's what we're going to do down here. I'm going to convert this list 123, 5, 335, and 436. We're going to convert that into a tuple. So let me uncomment this and do that. Okay, you see the bracketing? It changed from a square bracketing to that round bracketing, which denotes the tuple syntax there. And what we want to do here now is just try to change this indexed value, this 5, change it to a 10. And what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, right. See, tuple object does not support item assignment. That means this is immutable. You can't change a tuple. Remember, we could change a list, right? So let me comment this out again. Now we can also create a list of floats. Remember, a float data type is different from an int data type because ints do not have any decimals, but floats do. So let me just create this. We created a list and converted it to a tuple. Okay, that's what we did there. So you can convert items to tuples. And what we're doing now is we're saying, well, we're going to create this string called extra spectacular. Let me comment this out. And when we convert a string to a tuple, something interesting happens. Let me get string 3 here, print that out. Okay, so there's what it looks like before it's been converted. I might want to put this on a different cell. Put that that down here, and let's convert this string into a tuple and see what happens. It takes every individual item in this string and puts it into as a separate, comma separated item. Okay, that should do it for just an introduction to tuples and lists. We're going to play more with them moving forward, but let's end this video here.